Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Spar and Brawl. I hope you're having a decent day. As always, I'm joined by my co-host Sam, and we're back with another new video. So, as you probably saw in our Progressive World episode, we didn't have all the what we call geopolitics in it. We decided to make it a separate video. Well, here's a separate video. So please like and subscribe, and you can find timestamps down below also for the different stories that we're going to cover. All right, Sam, please lead the way.
So in interesting development, I don't think we talked about this last week, even if we did, worth talking about it again. Finland and Sweden are trying to join NATO. And Robert Gates, former defense secretary or a state secretary, I think during Bush years, went on TV and basically said Ukraine is basically part of NATO. They are basically like supporting it and all that. But the hillbilly of international politics once again came through and said, no, we won't let them join the NATO. Who was that? Erdogan.
Oh, yeah.
Like a bull of a man he is. He just destroyed all NATO consensus. So, yeah, I doubt it's going to happen. I mean, I think we talked about it a little bit last week because we talked about how America can't get rid of Turkey that easily.
Yeah, we touched on it.
But as we've seen tensions, there was the Davos thing, which hopefully we might talk about Davos and World Economic Forum and all that a little bit more. We had an interesting comment by I think Jared. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, so tensions are definitely heating up in US, and there was a great segment on Useful Idiots, for example, that there was, I mean, it was from one of the mainstream channels, I don't know which one, and they were talking to this guy who was in a submarine, who was describing a nuclear bomb, but he was describing, the bomb gets hot, and when the bomb gets hot, there's enough pressure and there's enough flow, of air and blood, air, and then it stands up, and then it releases the proportion is amazing, the feel, I'm sorry, I need a break. It was like, oh my god, did he just come in his pants? just like describing a nuclear weapon. I don't know who's in the American military, but these people should not be around any kind of weapon. But yeah, it was just like he basically came in his pants. Hopefully I can include the video on this one, maybe this week I do it. But yeah, it was fantastic. So tensions are heating up, and an old enemy / friend of mine came out of the woodwork. Let's say Henry Kissinger.
Yeah,
I am in the woodwork. He's been out of the woodwork since he was born, pretty much. But yeah, Henry Kissinger came out, and as German, he had very realistic views on Russia, and he said, "This is not right. Don't. Yeah, real politics. We should strangle Russia slowly with a pillow, not with the bombs. With the pillow, you go when he's asleep, you push, and you say, no, I didn't bomb Cambodia. No, Chile had nothing to do with me.
Jesus Christ.
I mean,
99 years old. Wow.
Yeah, but I love the guy in a sense that at least, man, I miss these fucking monsters, these capable, at least. And the guy vouched for Shah when fucking Carter, that piece of shit, reactionary, useless crap of a man, wouldn't let Shah into the US because Shah needed medical surgery. Kissinger said, I'm not going to endorse you for the election unless you let the Shah in. Same, to be honest, to a lesser extent with Brzezinski. These people had fucking, at least they say there is no honor among thieves. I disagree. It seems there seemed to be at least some honor among some thieves. Brzezinski also was of the opinion that America should let Shah in. But Kissinger, and by the way, Carter lost that election anyway, so fuck him. So I mean, I have a soft spot for him because he did in the end, people always make fun of him winning the Nobel Peace Prize. He did broker peace, at least. It wasn't like Obama, just because of being. They did like with the Egypt thing, with the Vietnam thing.
Is that what China. He got the Nobel Peace for? Or do you know exactly what he got it for?
He got it for Camp David, I think. He got it I'm pretty sure he got it for Egypt and Israel.
Oh, really? Okay.
But maybe maybe it was
no. I mean,
in
Obama
combination with
literally,
Vietnam.
yeah. Obama got it before his
Obama
job
and a lot
started.
of yeah, and again, we should give prize to these monsters that do peace, so they're encouraged. Okay, if I do peace, I get more power, more because that's all Kissinger wants. Kissinger's whole thing. One of my teachers once said this, and I think it's so true. Kissinger is not that influential of a figure in American history or that powerful. Even I think, frankly, Christopher Hitchens' book really elevated him. Left's focus on him and Nixon, for some reason, another person I have a soft spot for, elevated them to some like evil thing, but they're not. They weren't. Kissinger's art has always been marketing. The fact that his company was, advising Lehman Brothers, the first bank that went down, they were the Kissinger and Co. were the advising company to them. That's always been his trick to. This pretends to power, this pretends to influence and all that. He didn't have any, he had meetings with George Bush during Iraq War. I doubt he had any influence on what George Bush and, Dick Cheney fucking hated him. Dick Cheney destroyed Kissinger. Dick Cheney's thing was destroying Kissinger's influence following Nixon's, Nixon's impeachment. So yeah, I thought that was interesting that Kissinger came out of the woodwork and said that we shouldn't fight like this with Russia again. Pillow, suffocate. But yeah, so it's interesting. Yeah, you find strange allies.
Yeah, I mean,
politics, bedfellows, strange bedfellows. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't come from a good place or he didn't come from his latest remarks didn't come from a
it's
place
not
of peace or something. He just thought that it's a bad idea for
American and global and human interest in general.
But he was a secretary of state and all this. So I mean, right? If I'm not mistaken.
He was very influential for those years. He was actually one of the most hand-on secretary of states and all that. But
since the 90s overall, and stuff, you meant the influence. He wasn't influential anymore.
Before that,
even before 80s.
Since 70s.
Yeah, Nixon 80s. Was in the 70s, right?
Exactly. Yeah. Since Reagan team, basically Reagan revolution was a revolution in foreign policy as well, in my view. I don't think it happened overnight. I think George Bush, the father, still belonged to the old Kissinger mode of thought that we're gonna have these strongman authoritarian figures who are gonna be our allies set up around the world. But then I think increasingly with Reagan and Oliver North and NRA people and these extremist Christian right coming into play, the game became just create chaos, just create fires, and we'll be the ones who will be bringing the water to put them out internationally. So I think the whole game just changed with them. So that's what I mean. During the last decades, that he hasn't been as powerful as. But that, and Biden, having seen the tension have risen there, decided to I see that he was asked about Taiwan, and I don't know who are these people who keep asking these questions. Stop asking these politicians and ruining our lives with these questions you ask. What are you gonna do about this? What are you gonna do if that guy beats up that guy? Are you gonna fight him?
Seriously,
Come on. And Biden didn't expect that, did he? Biden's answer was we may. He literally said we may. I don't know, we may.
This guy doesn't know what to say anymore, man. He's what do you want from
okay, guys, we haven't practiced this. This is not fair. It's just it was. So tensions there is rising too. But he did also say they're committed to one China policy. But he said it would also be very bad if China. So basically, they're not. It's going to be like Ukraine. Yeah. But it's an island, so I don't think.
But the media, man, did the media put this whole Taiwan thing in their minds the past seriously week or two with that segment that they did and all this? What
you
if?
Think so? They put it out in the words.
And the other journalists are asking these guys, seriously, you're right. They're looking for trouble. I swear.
Yeah, I know, right? And what was he gonna answer anyway? What would have been a good answer? Like,
Yeah.
what do you want? Just what these stupid questions?
What
Like,
they want
what
him
are
to
you?
say, they want him to say, yeah, if you you touch
I'll beat them
Taiwan.
up.
Yeah, that's yeah.
What you want? Like, it's like, yeah, what would you do if somebody called your mother a
Yeah.
whore? What do you? I'm
No, I mean, yeah, they
president.
just want him, they want him to commit to war. So then they have no, and then the headline reads,
Yeah,
if China touches Taiwan, all hell will break
fuck
loose.
them
So
up.
yeah, whatever the hell
Yeah,
comes to whatever saying from like the 70s comes to his mind or something.
yeah. Corn pop was the other. But yeah, so and by the way, there is a there is a midterm election in the US coming up, so we should just briefly mention that. But Beto O'Rourke did something which I quite liked, I must say. Did you see that, Beto
Yeah,
O'Rourke?
no, I know.
Beto O'Rourke, sorry.
I heard, but I didn't actually watch the clip.
Yeah, I must say, I think this because the other, how he basically, they were Republicans giving a press conference, and Ted Cruz was there, and he broke in and he said, what are you going to do? People are dying and all dying. And I wish some of the left on economic issues were like that. I was so surprised. Again, this Beto O'Rourke guy, man, this is a guy, he was flirting with Medicare for all. It's like Tulsi Gabbard. I feel like if the left, like if Bernie wasn't such a useless old man again right now, he would have been negotiating with these people, like, I offer you a secretary of state, but you have to like endorse, because he seems to be so desperate for power that he's willing to do anything just to, because he's just trying to stay relevant. He's been rejected in presidential level, in a Senate level, at although he did great relative to what Democrats usually do. So I think people like that, he seems hungry for power, hungry to be at the center of attention. And so one of the Republicans said, how dare you make this political? Fuck off. Everything is political, you piece of shit. You make this tragedy political. Oh no, it is tragedy isn't political, you piece of shit. Old assholes. I don't know. Jesus Christ.
I agree with you there.
I don't know who, by the way, who is, again, it's like the casting directors in Hollywood. Whoever is selecting cops in the US, like in Iran, man, you have to, like, they say it's a dictatorship and all that, but whatever. The cops are so nice. The cops are so nice. Like the day we talked about in the progressive world, we talked about my uncle passing away, and we were driving to a different city, and the cop, because the car that was driving the body was speeding, because the office that they washed the body would have closed very early. It was speeding, and the cop stopped it, but just because we were going to a funeral, it didn't give us a ticket. I don't know, but in Iran, those cops are different from the cops that come after you for any other crime. So I don't know if it's the same.
In the US, I don't think so. I mean, of course, they have different kinds, and they don't. And that is part of, like, if you want to talk about what was it saying, defund the police and stuff. If you take it seriously, some of the solution are things like this. Like, I believe in Switzerland, they went as far as even separating the parking police in Geneva from like the normal police officers. So the people who go around giving parking tickets are no longer part of the police force. They're just people who can give tickets. That's why defund the police, I understood a bit that way. Just some things are actually better done by other people. It's not saying that we don't need cops and all that with guns at all. Nobody's saying that, although the UK does it even without guns, but that's a different conversation.
I actually do believe that. I do. So police should have really good weapons, but not like, they should have those electric things and stuff. They shouldn't kill people. The whole point of police is that they bring people to the court. That's the difference, as far as I can tell. So that's, but yeah, so the domestically Beto was making, but that's not going to work. And apparently Bill de Blasio, who did endorse, I also have a soft spot for him too, because he did endorse Bernie Sanders way before. Like, he did it very early on, like Elizabeth Warren, that person who for some reason gets to be named second progressive senator or some shit. I hate her so much. God damn. No, I mean, Republicans can't reverse Roe versus Wade. Yeah, they just did. Fuck you.
Yeah, she doesn't.
Useless. Maybe if you didn't backstab Bernie by staying in the race, they wouldn't be able to. Maybe.
Seriously, what did she stay in that race for? No, I mean she ruined herself among the
Fucking
left. I don't know
Judas.
if other places maybe she has a good image,
Yeah.
but
True Judas. True Judas. Whoever.
Marokia, what else do we
Anyway,
have?
so in Iran, there has been a couple of huge developments, to be honest, mostly negative. There was terrorist activities in a couple of Iranian nuclear sites. The whole Iranian nuclear deal is not clear if it's going positive or negative. There were some positive signals from Iran, the Iranian foreign minister saying that the sanction of Sepah issue, the Iranian paramilitary group, is a minor discussion. But then again, US put some other Iranian organizations on the sanction list, and then Israel, Naftali Bennett thanked Biden for keeping Sepah, Iran's military,
Mhm.
under the terrorist list. So things, I don't know. I don't think things are looking good. But there was also terrorist activity. An Iranian military person of the Sepah got killed in front of his home, I believe. Israelis are claiming the Iran has not revealed details yet, but it's likely. But I mean, Israelis usually don't claim, but this time it was very fast claim that they did it. Apparently, this was reported that they claimed it to America, so it's not a direct claim. It was
I
reported
see.
that they said that to Americans. There was also terrorist activity in a nuclear site of Iran that some people were injured, potentially killed. Parchin. So again, like a lot of countries talk about terrorism and stuff. We're dealing with genuine nuclear terrorism, because that shit really scares me, because a nuclear mistake could, as you know, the
Definitely.
damage is just takes what, hundreds years. I don't know, it's just awful. At the same time, there was a major tower in Abadan, which is a major city in southern Iran. Abadan, I don't know if it's a port. It's a major oil city in Iran in the south. We used to be one of the most developed cities in Iran, more developed than Tehran, because the oil industry was based there. You had the first cinema, the first airport, and all that. A tower there collapsed. It was kind of, I think, fire and collapse. Let me check. No, it was collapse, and I guess, yeah, fire. And this building is a tower. It's kind of like Grenfell Tower type situation in the UK. So the guy who owned it had major connections with the government officials. He had been named the province's the province's most charitable man, the province's best school builder. He had pictures with the head of the police of the region. He had the pictures with the state governor. He had pictures with the mayors. He had pictures with all of them. They say him and 11 other people have died, including him and another person have died in the fall of the building. That's what they claim, but then again, Iranian people are suspicious. There's conspiracy theories that they have, because he had his family connected to the head of Iran's National Security Council and all that. So there's rumors that he might have been smuggled out too, and then they report him dead, so people calm down. And this is a region in Iran which suffers, especially more recently. This is the poorest areas in Iran. Some of the poorest. It's not the poorest. It's some of the poorest areas in Iran is there, even though it produces oil, which is like all of Iran's wealth, really. And so, and there is cost of living, as we've discussed, has gone up like in an unbelievable way. I mean, by the way, you could argue right now, again, right and left in Iran arguing, because just before that, the new year government announced its new budget, in which the wages and all that had gone up 4 times. But now everything has gone up like 100 times. So you could argue maybe more wages leads to inflation, or maybe you could argue government should put some fucking price controls. Anyway, but so everything is, people are, there is protest here and there once in a while, but nothing too bad. But people are very angry, and there is outrage at that. And I can give you some good news too, though.
Please.
Yeah. So there was the anniversary of the what do you call that, of when you free a place from invasion.
Oh,
Yeah.
the what's it called?
When they defeated ISIS, what they would say, they have
Oh,
anyway, in Iran-Iraq war, there is a city, very beautiful city again near Abadan, called Khorramshahr in south. Khorramshahr was the Saddam's plan was to take over like all Arab lands in Iran, and all Arab lands in Iran are southwest. All of that in 7 or 8 days, like the Great Arab War when the Arab Islamic hordes conquered Iran. In reality, he couldn't even take Khorramshahr in 7 days. The whole thing dragged on, if I'm not mistaken, for 2 weeks or 2 months. It escapes which one was it, my mind right now. Khorramshahr was a city in which Iranians put up probably the greatest resistance, and they had to go house to house, basically, Saddam's forces and all that. And this week was the anniversary of Iranian soldiers, I think a year and 8 months or 9 months later, freeing that city from Saddam's forces, basically. So which is a great military terms as well. Like I was reading a couple of articles, and it's so stupid. I know to feel proud about this type of thing, but you feel kind of cool, that Iranian Air Force fucking destroyed the Iraqi Air Force. Within 2 days, they basically they destroyed all their Air Force. They had to cancel number of invasions. There is a recording, I listened to that. There's a recording voice of Saddam saying that, saying that if the pilots refused to pilot the Iraqi airplanes, he will have them shot, because the pilots are so scared of Iranian pilots, because Iranian pilots keep doing dogfights and destroying them and all that. It's unbelievable,
yeah.
like how good. And these are, by the way, all trained during the Shah. They were all loyal to Shah. Some of them who the person who blows up the bridge that basically cuts off the Saddam's forces, and basically leads to it's the most important thing that leads to the freedom of the city. 4 years later, he gets arrested for pro-monarchy activities and gets executed.
Damn,
So that's the regime. But the good guys, the people who fought in the war, are not obviously the regime. So it's pretty cool. And I know it's stupid. It's not I'm not a pilot. I never touched the airplane. Well, not a jet, like but it just felt really just at that war, man. And that's, by the way, again, like it's so like it's unbelievable. I don't get that, but like it's so funny that there has like Arab nations never have any, like they have never been able to put up a good fight, really. I mean, it's so weird that like militaries within Arab countries have never really achieved much success in
what
any
about
regard.
Egypt? Have they ever?
Not
They,
really. No, man. Egypt is like a joke. Like
really?
French beat them. Yeah, like Napoleon beat them.
Oh, I mean, also I meant more in contemporary times, but I was thinking if they had even over the past half century.
Unless you count the Muslim Brotherhood as a significant threat, but no, not really, no. The best ones are, to be fair, Syrians. Like they've put up the best.
Yeah.
And before the Iraqis at some point, but it's so, I don't get it. Just never.
Well, the pool isn't very big though, and some of the Arab countries are so small, of course, too. So it's just like you're just pretty much saying like Saudi Arabia.
No, not Saudi. Jordan. Which one?
Yeah.
Oman, man. Oman's creation. Oman was being taken over by communists. Shah sent troops.
No, I'm saying those countries are so small also, so of course I'm not surprised.
I am.
Although I don't know if it's only about size, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. That's a good point.
Because I mean, Iran is as big as a country gets in the region, right? I mean, only Saudi Arabia or Egypt
And Turkey
close
has a great
population.
army.
Oh yeah. Okay, don't bring them in. Don't piss them off.
Yeah,
Phone call
and to
from
be fair,
Erdogan.
Iranian military is mostly like Iranian military is like 90% Turks. It's like ridiculous, like the level of just Arabs and Persians war. No, no, thank you. Do you have rice?
Yeah, don't want to bring Erdogan and Turkey into here. Don't want any trouble.
Yeah, please. It's like Sean Penn. You don't want to mess with it.
Yeah, stay away from Erdogan and Sean Penn.
Yeah. These two guys, these two motherfuckers, these are the two, I fear them more than Iranian or American state. But, yeah, so that was so there was a lot of anniversary of that shit going on, people, you know, and a lot of articles about that. It was interesting. And oh, there was another good news, interesting news. There was I think it was in Cannes festivals. I don't follow. I only follow American film festivals like Sundance and South by Southwest.
Cannes is the biggest, no?
Yeah, but it's the shittest too. So it is. Festivals are generally on that. It's again, you have to find the right festival for your kind of movie. Yeah. And Cannes is all about overcoming, you know, hardship. My mother and my father were divorced. I am a lesbian, transsexual man. I am also black and half disabled. Oh God!
And that city does some good business though with their Cannes festival. That's pretty smart.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah,
and Iranians do good business there. So you know, this is too much. Like we get half of the prize time because we are expert in like tragedy. Look at me. Am I so poor? But then there was an Iranian actor and actress who are a couple. They were on red carpet and they kissed, which was a bit of a taboo breaking for Iran. It had happened many times before the revolution and all that, and has happened since.
Their actors were active in Iran.
Yes, they're working in Iran right now, and they're by the way, both. I mean, the guy, I don't know the lady too well, but the guy is such. But I've seen a couple of Iranian movies recently. I want to talk about them on the show. So good, man. Iranian cinema right now is like American cinema in 1970s and early 80s. There is this pessimism and darkness and grittiness. And because they don't want to do the hijab thing, which looks so stupid in Iranian movies, that women wear hijab inside the house, which is the most ludicrous thing. They barely wear it out. But yeah, it's like, so all the movies take place in the public places, in the city.
I see. So
you know
they
what
don't
I
look
mean?
ridiculous wearing it.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all social. It's so good. It's all corruption and a cop that is, it's so 70s. And that's my favorite. Like, that's the movies I live for. Like Sidney Lumet, gritty, you know, that type of shit. So really good. Like, this guy is a fantastic actor. And,
very nice.
Yeah, and his wife, by the way, very beautiful dress. I don't know how they made that dress or what it was made, but it was beautiful. And yeah, I was very glad that type of taboo in Iran is still a
Send me a picture after, or I mean, I'm sure I can find it.
No, I'll try to help you out with everything a little.
No, I'm fine.
There's a video of it. I hope maybe
I'll probably be able to find it easily, especially if there's.
It should be Iranian kiss,
English written,
red carpet or something. It comes.
My biggest fear is sometimes to put the wrong picture or video for something.
That's
so stupid, and there's no going back. There's no changing that. You know, you make a typo in the headline or the thumbnail, you can change it. But once the video is up, it's up. Yeah,
that's true.
Something weird just happened there. You're like completely your voice and everything or speak, and you not like that. Hello? Like your audio. Okay, there we go. No, it was an internet thing for a second. There was a delay in your voice. Everything's all good now. Okay. Should we?
Yep.
Do you have anything more? Yeah, on the UK, I believe.
Just wanted to make you happy that Partygate was back for a brief. It was like the last.
I heard. So what happened?
It went. So apparently Sue Gray's report came out about Boris Johnson and his raves.
So they said there was more partying going
on. And I would like. I was so right about. Like, do you remember? I was like, I thought I'm exaggerating and joking about them having the strippers and all that. Apparently, people were sitting on each other's laps and there wasn't enough space. They were like, again, part conservative fucking raves and labor. Oh, shall we have curry, guys? Oh, we shouldn't break the rules, should we? Anyway, apparently the videos are coming out now of them doing jello shots and all that type of thing. Somebody's doing somebody's trying to down a cake like that. And so Guardian is going full on again, fucking mental, writing 6 articles about how police is shit, how Boris Johnson is shit, another MP said he should resign. And I don't think anything come of it, but Guardian is having it.
Yeah, and some people are like, I'm just looking at the rules, and Tory MP quits as Home Office aide over Partygate scandal. Paul Holmes.
Oh, Home Office
he's probably
aide.
He's probably not a big guy, right?
Nobody, man.
Yeah.
Home Office aide is a nobody. Boris Johnson,
but they're also bringing in this whole thing.
Boris Johnson has just finished crushing and washing and then drying up Rishi Sunak and throwing him out. Do you think a fucking Home Secretary aide? Fuck off.
Yeah, and have you seen this thing though that they were also saying about the cleaners and stuff were disrespected? Sorry. Can you hear me? Or are you having the same issue now? Reverse. Can you hear me?
No, I had. Yeah, you were paused.
Oh,
now,
like right now I'm looking at the headline: Independent cleaners to protest outside number 10 over culture of disrespect. Did you hear that too? Was that part of the report as well? Or is that
probably? What is the culture? What do you know?
No, they're just saying that the cleaners and the people working there and stuff were also being like CNN. Boris Johnson's staff got drunk,
conservative,
brawled, and abused cleaners during COVID lockdown. So yeah, see how that develops. And yeah, apparently they're going to be protesting outside of the number 10.
Well, I'm not. I mean, like we are talking about people who are members of the Bullington Club. What kind of behavior towards servants, or as they would call them?
And I don't know if you have anything else on the UK. So Partygate in a way is not over, right? It's still going on.
I feel like it's because already they were writing articles. How did Boris Johnson get away with it again? Type thing. So I feel it is, but it's like a it's like a zombie.
But they have more juice and ammunition now. And did you see that BBC story I had sent you? I mean,
which one?
That was pretty interesting. It's not related to that. It's the UK. So the UK energy bills to be cut by hundreds as part of support package worth billions. Did you not hear that? They're gonna. Pretty much because of energy prices going up, the government was gonna take off $200 of people's bills starting October. But now they're saying that they're going to be giving they're going to be injecting 10 billion, which could lead to hundreds of dollars being, with people saving hundreds of dollars from their energy bills and all this coming in fall. And they're suggesting that it's going to be funded by a windfall tax on oil and gas firms that could raise 7 billion. I sent you this and I told you see how it's so easy to help people when you want to. You're just like, here, have 10 billion. So we'll see if that comes to fruition.
I didn't connect the message with that. I connected it with the Chapo Trap House TV I sent. All right. But yeah, I plan to give people to. All right. Yeah, I heard about the Rishi Sunak U-turn on cost of living. I saw the headline. So it's probably something to do with that.
Because inflation is quite higher there too, and gas prices.
Yeah, it's one of the worst energy-wise in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Price gouging, price controls, these are not new terms. These have been around for quite some time.
Seriously. But okay, that's it.
That's it. I promise.
Okay.
Yeah, I promise.
All right, folks.
Wait, Somalia.
Well, we can't actually open Somalia right now. That's in my next video.
But Bad Faith did a great video. Check that out for sure. Yeah. We have to do. That's the country you have to be careful. Like you need to do. Can't focus on just one. Yeah.
And I mean, we don't have too much. What do you say? Like existing knowledge to kind of piggyback on. So need to take it a bit more seriously. But okay, folks, please leave your comments, questions, criticisms down below. Make sure to get to them on some stuff, or at least we think at least.
That's much more accurate.
And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in our next video. Thank you.